Alright guys, so Assassin's Creed 4 is about to hit the stores in a few days, a month, I don't even know. But I think we should have a look back at the earlier Assassin's Creed games. So I'm going to leave it with a little review, and yeah, see what you think about it when you clicked on the video. So yeah, let's do this. Alright. The first thing I do have to say about Assassin's Creed, well, the first, is that it does look good. I mean, with the games of these days, you can't really say it looks amazing, but in that time, I can assure you one thing, it looked great. Assassin's Creed isn't a bad game, not at all actually. It hit stores pretty well, and yeah. If there's one minus of this game, and I know people are going to agree with me, or just people are going to hate me, I mean this entire video, people are going to hate me, is that the story of Assassin's Creed 1 wasn't good. It just wasn't. Am I the only one who felt a little bit empty? I mean, it was the beginning, yeah, it was a good intro, but then the game went downhill by, well, let's just say, go kill this guy, but before you do that, you have to do some random tasks I ask you to do. And when you have done that, you kill the guy, and you have to go all the back to Masyaf to hear that you have to kill another guy. I mean, it's literally the beginning and the end. That's the best kind of story. Now, if there's only one more thing, if there's a few things I do have to say about Assassin's Creed, it is a good game. It's simple, which I kind of liked. I mean, it isn't really that hard to control, and yeah, it's simple in a good way. Let's just put it like that. I mean, you begin with a few weapons and upgrade along the way with better weapons. I like that. If there's only one thing I also didn't like about the Assassin's Creed is that if you were wanting to play the open world, you just had to select some kind of save file, or I don't even know. You have to go to this memory, and if you wanted to have all your stuff, you have to go to the last memory and just walk around. Also, but after the story, it had its little tasks, like kill this Templar, or there's like 60 Templars around for you to kill, or like flags to collect. Is it worth it? No, not at all. Not worth it at all, actually. I mean, the least thing I actually wanted out of it is like a new costume or something, but when you have killed them all, there's nothing. Eventually, after killing all 60 of them, the game will get boring, and eventually you'll just be playing the other ones of the series. But let's just leave it with that. Yeah, to be fair, if I have to give it a rating for what it is, then I'm gonna leave it with I don't know, 7? No, it's no. I'm going to give Assassin's Creed 1 and 6.5. Mostly because the other games were great. Well, let's just start with the obvious. This game is way more better than the first one. Just way more better. I mean, why wouldn't it be? I mean, it has a better story anyway, but it has a huge improvement. It's way better looking. It's everything about it is like way better. But to be fair, I'm just can talk all day about the good points, but I'm just going to the minus facts. This game had some mechanics that I found a little bit clunky at times, like when you jump and you have to grab onto a grab wall, or I know I don't make any sense. It has some little clunky mechanics, if I may say so. Maybe also a little thing about minus about the first one is that it really looks weird, the graphics and all. I mean, some characters just look good, but then it feels really really bad. Some character, then for one moment you see a guy with a beard, and then from another camera angle, that entire beard is just it's like thin as a paper. It's really weird to see. Well, I don't really have much bad to say about this game. Oh, maybe one thing: the story can get a little bit repetitive at times. I mean, the entire story is like Ezio trying to find his revenge, and well, it works out. It works out. I'm not going to spoil the entire story. I mean, spoil, because there might be some people out there that haven't played it yet, and blah 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 blah.
I promise I'll give her my full...
Everything in this open world is good. I mean, just also one little thing. Parkouring in this game is amazing. Just going through entire Venice or the Firenze. It's really good. I think it's good. This game was a milestone from early series Assassin's Creed. I mean, to be fair, if this game was just like it's the previous game, series wouldn't hold up to the great game it is today. I'm going to leave Assassin's Creed 2 with a 9. Just don't see this as I'm like in the next game I'm going to give it a 9.5 or 10. Just don't see this as a terrible game. No, it's a good game. It has a lot of improvements. And but it has a little bit of clunkiness in it, and it's something just feel weird. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. An 8.5. Or did I leave it with? No, wait, a 9. Sorry, God. Forget what I said. I'm stupid. This isn't gonna take much time. If you see Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you can clearly see it isn't something new of Assassin's Creed 2. There are some new things. I mean, there's a new bad guy like Cesare Borgia, I don't know, and Apple of Eden, and well, you can still fly, I guess. I forgot about the entire game. I'm sorry. And yeah, there isn't really much change to this game. There is a new open world. You can control assassins, but there hasn't really been that much change. For that, like I said, this little review here, I just have to sum it all up. I don't have time for a full explicit review. I'm sorry, but I'm going for that. I'm gonna leave Brotherhood with an 8. I'm sorry, an 8. Plus the story wasn't good either. Yeah, I had much more fun with Part 2 than Assassin's Creed 2 than with, just felt boring. Alright, let's move on to the next game. This one I do.
Brave of you to stand alone against me.
Okay, the reviews will get a little bit more explicit from now on, because these are my favorite Assassin's Creed. If there's one thing I have to say about this game, it is beautiful. The landscape is great. It looks really good, and yeah, everything about it is really good. But let's get to the minus points about this game. Well, if you're, let's just say it like this, if you're looking for a story that's fully concentrated about Ezio, this is not really it. It will tell how it ends with Ezio and with Altair, so if you're looking for that, this is a must-buy. If you're looking for a fun Assassin's Creed game, this is a must-buy. If you're looking for a story fully concentrated on Ezio, and it's really deep, you might want to take a little thought about this one. This game did get a little bit more epic than the previous games. At one point you're just fighting against a whole army and then running off a burning boat. It's pretty awesome. But if there's one thing I do have to say about this game, it's, well,
Because our struggle
Now,
seems to move
to be
in
fair,
one
I really
direction
don't have
only,
anything more to say.
towards
I think
chaos.
it's,
Today, I
yeah,
have
I
more
just said it.
questions than answers.
this entire... But, wait.
This is why I've come
There's
so
one
far,
thing I do have to say.
to find clarity.
This,
To find the wisdom
Ezio
left
did
behind by
it
the
has
great
changed.
Altair.
He's older, he's getting
Time to
tired
better
of being
understand the purpose of our
with the
fight.
assassins and all that, but not only that way, he's getting a little bit more brutal. At one point in the game, you kill this guy that is a multiplayer character called the Renegade, and then he's like, "You deserve no pity." And then, like in part 2, when he kills Templars with done terrible things, or in Brotherhood, he still gives them an honorable death, which I find a little bit weird. So, yeah, Ezio has changed in this story. The story is a little bit more. The story is a little bit better. The gameplay is still good. I mean, the hook blade far more better than just grabbing onto a ledge. I finally found the word ledge. So, yeah, I'm going to leave Assassin's Creed Revelations with a 8.5, mostly because he talked smack about my favorite multiplayer character. Nah, I'm just kidding. You can see it as a 9. Yeah, a 9. Why not?
Nowhere left to run now. Not for me, and not for you.
Alright, finally we have come to my personal favorite Assassin's Creed. This, yeah, I don't know why I like it, it's my favorite, but I just do.
I watched them fight
Alright,
and die.
yeah, where do I start? Assassin's Creed 3 is probably my favorite game, mostly because of the main character, Connor. He's very serious, and that makes him actually pretty funny from time to time, because he's just like a serious guy, and when he cracks a joke, you're like, Also, a thing about Assassin's Creed 3 is that it's really epic. I mean, every moment where you run through a port, it just feels cool. Also, one of the things that probably, that's probably a pretty good thing to call out. There are many people think that Assassin's Creed 3 is not a good Assassin's Creed, mostly because they don't feel like an assassin, or like a native that wants revenge. I have to say no to that, because if you really don't want to feel as an assassin, I mean, have you seen the trailers of Part 4? I mean, it's like, alright, you can do this, as a pirate this, blah blah blah. I probably like Assassin's Creed 3 more of its good story. It's long. It also the entire area is beautiful, and just the characters are really cool to watch. One of probably a lot of people have told me already that it's pretty glitchy. I mean, why is this your favorite? To be fair, it did already all start with Assassin's Creed 2, which is one of the reasons why it's not like on my number one spot. I mean, it's thanks to that game. Assassin's Creed 2 is the reason why the Assassin's Creed of these days are so laggy or have those little faults. Also, a little thing to point out is that this game is incredible and huge. You can I mean, I got lost in it a lot. The open world is ginormous. I mean, and beside from that, it already has like a lot of things next to it. I mean, you have the naval warfares, or just the entire game throughout was great to me, even though I am terrible at the naval warfares. But I'm not gonna blame the game, I just am pretty terrible. Also, a little thing I did like about the game is that it gave a lot of optional costumes, optional weapons. I mean, it just gave so much options to do, and it will not get, and it will make sure you will not get bored after buying it. I mean, just the story already is perfect. You also have an homestead. Yeah, homestead you can take care of by doing these little missions, which strangely I kind of liked, so I can feel closer with the characters that live there. Plus, at the end of the homestead missions, you get an awesome costume. There's a lot to do in Assassin's Creed. Besides the main story, you also have those spec lag things. It's just an awesome game throughout the whole thing. There's much to do. There's much to explore. I've been playing it non-stop, and still I haven't got the game on 100% completion, which I'm going for. I mean, afterwards I will get bored eventually, but still, it will be worth it. If there's one thing I do have to say about Assassin's Creed, it's when it came out, it was obviously the game of the year. I mean, yeah, there were some good titles. I mean, Halo 4 is also one of the top 5, Far Cry 3 2, but it has already been proven that Assassin's Creed 3 was the game of the year. Now, before I'm going to get a lot of hate of this, before I stop the video, I just want to say I am going to give Tyranny of King watching a little review too. I'm going to give Assassin's Creed 3 a 9.5. It's not perfect, but to be fair, The Walking Dead was on the top 5 list too, and if I would give that game like a 10 out of 10, why not give this game a 9.5? I mean, the others were good. I'm not going to be like, oh, hater on Assassin's Creed 2, but I especially like this one a lot. I'm going to give and a war to be waged. Now, how do I start? I'm going to rate this as a DLC. So everything about what the game is, I'm not going to include that in the game. Let's just start with the obvious things. This DLC brings a lot of new things. You can say whatever you want, but it does. Like George Washington as the bad guy, Connor in a new costume as Ratanageto. I can't speak out his name today. I'm a little sick. But Ratanageto. So, yeah, whatever. And also new maps, a new open world, new missions, a new storyline, new enemies, a new soundtrack, which is really good, and new tomahawk, little thing to talk about that. But everything about this DLC is actually really new. Now, I'm just gonna say the thing that a lot of people are gonna have problems with, to say that this DLC is too unrealistic, doesn't fit with Assassin's Creed, and I give you right, it isn't realistic at all. Connor has like wolf, eagle, and bear powers, and maybe for the fact that it doesn't have anything to do with Assassin's Creed. But I don't care. This DLC had an awesome story, and every time
when you shake the earth, you feel that you are a slave to the people.
I literally
or do you wish to be their master? The people want you brought down.
What do I do? Who's going to survive?
But you didn't answer the question.
Eventually,
I am the only king here.
The entire DLC that was worth your money, and I can tell you this: if you're already like this DLC is nothing, it's nothing. If you're like pumped for the DLC, you think it looks great, it is. It also has a pretty rewarding ending, which I'm not going to spoil, of course.
One man has led the resistance against this madness.
But yeah, I have no idea what to say of this DLC.
The only way to end this is to get
I'm not
Washington.
gonna
But
give it
for
less
victory
rating.
to be
I'm not gonna
possible,
give it a less
he
rating
must
because it's
convince one
overpriced.
founding
No,
father,
no, not at all.
Benjamin
If
Franklin,
there's
Those are
one thing,
savages! Attack!
to betray him.
this is all
They have to free
yet
Franklin from
again, not a
Washington's
spoiler.
And to
By the way,
win this war,
Or we watch
he
the trailer
must
right now.
wield the
I
power
wish you could
of the
get
eagle.
into the pyramids of in Washington after you've beaten the DLC. That's literally my only interest. With that, I think this DLC is great. It's also really fun to play at time to times. You can also save people, like all sorts of things around the open world. And what I liked about the open world, they just didn't like, alright, these guys are the enemies, let's just put a dead body there, a dead animal there. No, they literally gave it a new open world, which I really liked.
In the 18th
I'm gonna leave Tiny of King Washington with
after leading the
probably
American Revolution, George Washington
you know what,
resigned his
a 9. I
presidency.
can't really think of a better number. I didn't like, I really didn't like the part of where he kept going into it. I was like, oh come on, it's so awesome. It really did have its awesome parts. But yeah, that was my entire review video. Now, let's just hope that Assassin's Creed 4 is just as great as everybody is saying it is. And maybe if you guys want, I'll review that too. Or you think this video was so terrible that that my ratings were so stupid that you don't want to hear me talking ever again about games. But I'm still pretty